The Center for Educational Media and the College of Education at Middle Tennessee State University are proud to offer professional development to K-12 educators in Tennessee through our online video library. The following video is presented by the Center for Educational Media in partnership with Professional Educators of Tennessee's Leader U Conference. For more professional development videos, check out our website at cem.mtsu.edu.
This is Dr. Emerald Mitchell, and by the way, I'm Kathy Cobb, State President of Professional Educators of Tennessee. Someone said I had to introduce myself, so there you go. She is the Executive Director of Moves and Grooves. I like that word. That just makes you want to do this, doesn't it? A nonprofit arts organization which serves over 350 youth from Middle Tennessee each year in after-school and enrichment programming. Since moving to Nashville in 2000, she has worked diligently to mitigate the exposure gap and ensure that underserved youth are exposed to experiences that will help them realize their aspirations. Dr. Mitchell received her bachelor's degree in business management from Fisk University, MBA from the University of Phoenix campus, master's in education from Tennessee State University, and received her doctorate in leadership and professional practice from Trevecca Nazarene University. This afternoon she's presenting There's No I in STEAM, a look into the cognitive process of learning, arts, and the brain. So welcome, Dr. Mitchell.
Thank you so much, and thank you all so much for having me. It's great to be home. I like to say that because I literally graduated from this university with my doctorate degree in 2016. So to come back and be teaching is an exciting time for me. So welcome and thank you. There's no I in STEAM. When you hear the name, what are you thinking of?
Yourself.
Thinking about yourself? Thinking about what? What are we thinking about? What goes through our mind when we hear that topic?
Science.
Science. Mm-hmm. And typically when you hear that phrase, there's no I in team, yes, we're talking about how there's no individuality when it comes to being a team player. We need to work together in order to achieve a goal. The same concept relies in this presentation. Opposed to teaching subjects individually, we want to integrate them. We want to integrate arts and science, arts and technology, arts and math in order to spark our students' attention. And there was a study in 2017 by Dr. Michael Posner that said that the arts can influence other cognitive processes through the mechanism of attention, meaning that the longer a student is exposed to the arts or trained in the arts, the neurological pathways in the brain literally change through that duration of time. Did you all know that? Yes. So that's exactly what we're going to be studying today. How does the brain work? How do we get those students engaged and excited about learning again? So our agenda for today will literally be a little bit of background and history of arts in the brain. We're going to do an icebreaker. Raise your hand if you love icebreakers. Okay, and just an FYI, this is an engaging session. Because you know those boring sit down, let me talk to you and lecture you style? None of that. We're definitely going to integrate these principles that we're speaking of. So definitely want to need your feedback and engagement, because that helps me get excited about the presentation and definitely helps you retain the information that's going forth, okay? We'll talk about technology and art, the use of augmented reality, which I'm really excited about. We're gonna do some rhythmic math activities, so you get to work in small groups. Then we're gonna do a presentation. We're gonna have a quick reflection, and then we're gonna adjourn for the day. About me, look at that, that's my beautiful family. I am a wife and mother of 4 children. Everyone say, ooh. Because every time I say that, they're like, oh my goodness, you have 4 children? And you look so young. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. But yes, they are all my 4 children. Been married for 17 years. It was actually a trip that we took not too long ago. We took the kids to Dominican Republic on a cruise for the first time. I am an advocate for just exposing my children to different forms of life, different ethnicities, different countries, in order to help cultivate them as a young person in the way that they view the world. Topic of discussion: how are we preparing American students to be competitive in the 21st century? We're all educators in here, yes? Yes? Give me some feedback. How are we preparing them for the 21st century? What do we do in our classrooms now? Remember, this is an engaging session. Give me some feedback.
Try to get them to collaborate with each other.
Collaboration, yes.
Technology.
Technology, yes. In the back.
I was going to say increased use of technology also.
Increasing technology, absolutely. And I'm going to show you a really, really cool activity that you can use. Cell phones that the kids always have anyway in order to enhance learning. Yes?
Culture.
Culture, very good. I mean, our world is diverse, it's growing more diverse, and every day we want to prepare them through language, through experience in order to teach them how to cope in our changing world. Very good. STEM, of course, you know, science, technology, engineering, and math, it says will be replaced in educational parlance because our student engagement, our thinking process needs more innovation. So incorporating technology, incorporating innovation into our lessons is how we prepare them to be creative and more competitive in the workforce. Who am I? Look at you guys, you are so smart. Yes, Albert Einstein, of course he was a famous physicist, developed the theory of relativity. Did you know that he also played the violin? He declared that life without playing music would be inconceivable for him. He couldn't think of a life without playing music. That's how important music and the arts was to him. Next, who is this?
Thomas Edison.
Look at you guys. Thomas Edison. I show my kids this picture. They're like, I don't know who that is. One of the presidents? But no, Thomas Edison. We know that Thomas Edison was famous for creating what?
Electricity.
Electricity and the light bulb. But did you also know that he was a pianist? Yes. Thomas Edison was a pianist. He developed a piano made of concrete just to make sure it was affordable for working class families. Okay? I wanted to show you these geniuses and inventors of our day and age to really show not only were they creative in the science, technology, and math field, they were also very involved and engaged in the arts. And that's the connection that I want to share with you today. Arts in the brain. Every part of the brain can function on its own. However, when we integrate the arts, it opens up different pathways for learning, not only for ourselves, but definitely for our children, such as movement. Any kinesthetic learners, any dancers in here? Taking dance class, show of hands? Great, 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 great. You're improving your level of thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, and focus. Music, same thing. Music, instrument players in here? There's various forms of the brain that open, pathways open when you are exposed to the arts for an extended period of time. That's what this image states. I know we mentioned education. My very first year of teaching, I was excited. Raise your hand if you were excited. Absolutely. We just gotten out of school. We've got our lesson plan that integrates, Dewey and all of the multiple intelligences of Howard Gardner's and all these theorists that we, researched for the past 2 to 4 years. Pumped in the classroom, right? That was me. That's not literally a picture of me, but that's how I felt. My kids are going to learn today. They're going to love me. I'm going to love them. They're going to ace these tests, right? Walked in the classroom, this is what I got instead. Those years of teaching in the classroom or just learning in the classroom didn't prepare me for managing the behaviors in the classroom. I spent days planning my lessons, having cute little hands-on activities, but I couldn't get those second graders to sit down and be quiet. So, raise your hand. Anyone had that same experience? You prepared a great lesson, but you get into the classroom and something completely different. A lot of us deal with that. I've taught in Metro for 5 years. My most problematic, my students with the IEPs, when I integrated the arts with my lesson is when I saw everyone soar academically. They were the most engaged, they had the most thought-provoking questions, and I felt like this. I felt like I'm getting somewhere with these kids. I'm reaching them, and that's the goal. That's what we all want, right? We want an exciting classroom. We want students engaged. We want their attention, okay? At the end of the day, we want this, but what can we do to make it happen? Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about today. How can we engage our students? How can we keep their attention span? How can they retain the information that we're sharing forth? I'm going to start with a quick story. As I said, I love to take my family around the world. Last year, I had the opportunity to visit Johannesburg in South Africa. Really, really excited about that. I worked with a group of students from a middle school and a high school there, and it was just amazing just to see those kids excited to learn. They thought that we were royalty coming over as Americans. They thought that, oh, everyone's rich there. But one thing that I really enjoyed seeing is the way that they interacted with one another. There was a song and dance that they used to play. It's kind of like a duck, duck, goose, but it's called Shay Shay Kool-Aid. You may have heard it. I see some nods of the heads in the background. So I use this as an activity, as an icebreaker for my students, and I would love to share that with you all today, okay? Like I said, this is gonna be an interactive thing, because I don't want you falling asleep. That happens, okay? All right, so we're gonna stand up for a quick minute, give yourselves a little quick stretch. This is a call and response activity. It is a great way to break the ice with a new group. It's also a great way to teach history and teaching science in the anatomy of body parts, especially for our elementary school students. This is a call and response South African tradition. So when I say something, you simply repeat it. It's like an echo. All right? Repeat after me. Shay Shay Kool-Aid. Shay Shay Kool-Aid. Kole Kafisa. Kole Kafisa. Kafisa Langa. Kafisa Langa. Kakakilanga. Kakakilanga. Kum Adeo. Kum Adeo. More time. Kum Adeo. Kum Adeo. Hands on your head. Hands on your head. Hands on your shoulders. Hands on your shoulders. Hands on your waist. Hands on your waist. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your ankles. Hands on your ankles. Hands on your ankles. Hands. One more time I said, Shay Shay Kool-Aid. Shay Shay Kool-Aid. Kole Kafisa. Kole Kafisa. Kafisa Langa. Kafisa Langa. Kakakilanga. Kakakilanga. Kum Adeo. Kum Adeo. Kum Adeo. Kum Adeo. At the end we say, hey! Hey! Good job! You may have a seat. Thank you so much. That's a really cool way to do some stretching and exercise a little bit, as well as teach body parts. I translated it both in Swahili and in English, simply saying hands on your head, your shoulders, hips, knees, and toes. Pretty simple, right? Raise your hand if you teach elementary school. Yes. Kids will probably like that, right? Right on, that's what we want. We want that. Art and technology, we're gonna move quickly. There is a new technology, it's called augmented reality. I had the opportunity to learn more about augmented reality during a training in New York on art integration in STEAM. It's basically a superimposed image that changes a viewer's reality. Similar to the Pokemon craze. Remember Pokemon? Everyone's running in the street with their cell phones, even if you've had close death swipes with being hit by cars. But augmented reality is a great opportunity and a great tool to use in the classroom. I've downloaded this from YouTube. It originally was called Erasmus. It's now called HP Reveal. It's a really, really free app that's easy to use, but it helps you integrate technology with your lesson. There's an example at this website to show you how to use augmented reality in your classroom with vocabulary words.
Okay, so let me show you Erasmus. Now I've downloaded it off of iTunes. You can download this off of Google Play too. And you're going to notice it's going to pop up here in a minute. Hit this little A, and at the bottom you'll see a plus sign. So you hit the plus sign to get started, and you're going to notice it has a library of different items. So we have animations, we have images, and we have 3D images. So I'm going to do vocabulary words today, and you can take Erasmus and pretty much turn all kinds of things in your classroom alive. So I'm going to do vocabulary words. So I'm going to take playing. So I just take some regular paper, wrote playing down, and I'm going to pick my image. Here's Chirpy, and he's playing with a ball, and that's the image I'm going to use. As soon as he pops up, he's like, they're trying to find him. There he is. So Chirpy, I'm going to pick him. And now that I have my image, it's like, okay, what card do you want to make come alive? What object? So you're going to notice something here. I've got my card and I'm going to take a picture of playing, but there's a measurement, or not measurement, but a guide that says red, yellow, green. Red's not so good, yellow is good, and green is really good, which is tracking. You want it to track really well. You can see it's red to yellow, so that's not good. So I've took the time to put a border, and I added points, and you're going to notice augmented reality for tracking loves points, and you can do this on a computer or just I did it by hand, but you notice how my tracking went up to green, so that's exactly what you want. And when you get it, just go ahead and hit the little picture of the camera, and now it's taking a picture. There's Chirpy. Now I can make him bigger. See? Make him bigger. That's what I want. I'm gonna hit that and finish. I created a aura, and I've got to enter a name now. So okay, so playing is the name of my vocabulary card. Okay, finish. And now I've got these cards on a table, and the kid wants to see what is playing. They'll just take and there's Chirpy. And so you can watch him playing. So it makes the card come alive. It's really cool, and you can do this about almost anything in your classroom. So that's augmented reality with Aurasma.
How can we use that in our classroom? I know that was a really quick example of Aurasma and augmented reality. And if you wanted to go to booking.com, that's that as well. So we got everything for you. How can we use that? How can we use that in the classroom, technology? I know she gave an example about vocabulary words. I've seen it done with science as well as history. You literally take a picture of an image in your history book, and maybe it's a definition or just a moment in history, and the images comes alive. How can we use Aurasma in our lessons? How can we actually use it?
Just when you're doing simple terms for those kids that don't really understand those words, just playing with that technology and having that image display what that means, that'll help some of those kids start to map the action with the word.
Absolutely. How can this work for our ELL students? Anyone think about that? There's language and barrier. I've found that integrating the arts and also integrating technology where there's pictures and movements helps my ELL students best. It gives them a various way of demonstrating their knowledge. It helps them to understand. So definitely using more pictures, using technology such as HP Reveal or Aurasma can definitely help increase the performance of our ELL students. Moving along to rhythmic math. We said that we have some musicians in here. I passed out a couple of tambourines. Anyone read music by chance? Read music? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, I know that you are aware of these notes. We've got quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes, right? We know the what are they again? Quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes. So that reminds us of what? When we're talking about music, but where can we also connect that with math? Math and music have some of the same vocabulary words, such measures, correct. We're talking about music. We're also talking about a ruler, okay? So I want to do a quick activity. This is a great way to introduce a math lesson. I also have some handouts here. We'll go ahead and take one of those and pass those down. You're going to use those once you get into a group. So when we're talking about half notes, quarter notes, you don't have to be a music teacher. I wasn't a music teacher, but I just knew integrating the arts can enhance my lesson. So as it states up on the board here, whole notes have 4 beats, okay? Whole notes are a circle that look a little something like this here, okay? Half notes are here, almost like the letter B. And quarter notes, 1 beat, is colored in the center. We'll leave the rest of that for another day. We'll just focus on the 3, okay? So what we want to do is practice these beats. When we're doing a whole note, 4 beats, we're going to use our legs to kind of pat on our legs, all right? So we're doing whole notes. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a whole note. Do it again. That's really good. One more time. Just because I like you. One more time. Very good. That's a whole note. 4 beats. Okay? Moving into half notes. Half notes is going to be 2 beats. Staying in the same measure, which is range. We're going to break that pattern down into 2 beats only. It's going to look like this. 1, 2. But I know you guys are smart. You already know that, right? Of course you did. Half notes. We're going to practice together. 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Try it again. And nice job. One more time. And just because I like you in the number 4. Awesome. Very good. Last one will be our quarter note, which is 1 beat. 1 beat. We got it? You guys got this. 1 beat, right? I won't even demonstrate for you because I know you guys are so smart. 1 beat. We're going to do our quarter note in 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3 again. 2, 3 again. 2, 3 again. Last time. Very good. All right. So we're going to do a little game, which is probably going to take up a little of our time because I love to perform. I love seeing groups work together. I love seeing creativity, sparks fly. And I love seeing you guys have fun because as teachers, educators, we don't really have that much fun. And I think that should change. So we're going to play a little game, game time. What I want you to do, you're going to find a group of 3 to 4 partners. Each of you will create a rhythmic pattern using a measure, and then we're going to combine those measures together, and then we're going to perform. Okay? All right. So once you have identified your group, I'm not sure, we're going to actually have 1 sheet per group. So everyone in the group will not need a worksheet. Okay? The very first thing you will do in your group, you're going to turn to the very first page here. You're going to do this quick little activity, just measuring the fractions using a quarter notes, half notes. We're only going to do the first step because, like I said, we're skipping the rest of the bottom. These are 1/8 and 1/8 plus. Which one is that? That's a quarter, yes, plus a quarter equals what? So we're going to integrate some math there, okay? I don't want you to do the full page, only number 1, okay? That next round, once I say time, I want you to begin to create your pattern with your team. So the very first thing, once you come together as a group, we're going to identify the answer to this first equation. Going to turn those thinking hats on. After we've had that equation completed, it's time to have some fun. Each person in the group will create a measure. So it could be a combination of quarter notes, half notes, as long as there are 4 beats. Very good, as long as there are 4 beats. So I'll allow you time to find a partner, find a friend. Once you've got your partner of 4 or 3, thumbs up. Let me know that you're ready. Thumbs up once you're ready, once you've got those 4 partners. Don't be afraid, introduce yourself. So, I will give you, 10 minutes. Is that enough time? 10 minutes? 10 minutes to come up with your problem and your beat. Make sure you use that scratch paper to write it out, your music notes, and we'll be ready to perform. Time begins.
Right, so if you have 4 8s, that is the same thing as 1 4. So yeah.
You want your press? Okay, it's working.
Do something simple.
Something simple.
Something simple.
You could do ta. That just start quarter notes through the
Yeah, we can do something like that. So that's about
2 A's. 2 A's.
Just show us how it sounds.
Let's see.
Okay. All that together. So these two are identical. So T ta, T ta, T.
If that bear half, then that'd be 1 and 2.
If you hear my voice, clap once. If you hear my voice, clap 2 times. If you hear my voice, say, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I know you are. I heard it. I hear the excitement. Okay, so it is group presentation time. Who would love to be our very first brave soul to come up and present? Yes! Come on up. Come on up, group 1. And remember, there's no grades. No one's being graded. No one's being judged in here. We're just having fun, all right? Mistakes are okay. Woo! Great job! Now, what did we hear up there? We heard various patterns. What did we hear?
Whole note.
Whole notes?
Two half.
Half note? Who was that on the end? 8, 16. Look at what that did sound like a 16 too. That was really good. Very good job. I know in my classroom I love to give a big whoosh whenever someone does a great job. So on the count of 3, we're gonna say whoosh. Gonna send some positive energy that way. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Very good. Next group. Who's up? Who's up? Nice! Look, did I cut you off too early?
I think we were going to do it together, but we're fine.
Sorry. Well, that was really good. I think I was really impressed by that. That was a combination. That last one, did you all hear it? What did we hear? A half and 2 beats. It was like a pause. Pop, pop. I like that. That was nice. Very creative. Can we give that group a whoosh on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Very good. Nice. Next group, number 3. Let's try get some groups over here. Whenever you're ready. Yes! Nice! I love it. So there was a question, and a couple groups asked me, they say, well, do you want us to do it individually and then combine it together? I said, I intentionally leave that open for the groups to decide because it's amazing just to see what they come up with. Some decide to do it individually, others decide to make a whole chorus ensemble, and I love it. Great job on the count of 3. Give them the whoosh. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Very good. All right. Another brave soul. They wrote theirs down. You look at that. They've got their musical notes.
Okay, ready, go.
Woo! All right. Nice. See, they didn't even incorporate the path. They said they're gonna clap it out. See? Give them freedom of choice. They'll surprise you. Great job. On the count of 3, give that group a whoosh. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Awesome. Showing the love to this side. We're here now. come to an end. All right, anyone?
Let's go for it.
Yes, come on up. Give them some love as they come forth. Yeah. Everyone loves a little encouragement.
We can do it right here from our table.
You want to do it from there? That's fine. Sure. Oh, they're using the desk. Okay, so they're using the desk. That's the reason. Nice! I heard the harmony. I love the incorporations of the desk. See? Very creative. Look, and we didn't pass out the tambourines. This whole side had the tambourines, and look at this. I know we have a couple more groups if you want to incorporate the tambourines. Yes, no? We'll go for it. Yes, go ahead. All right, come on up. Yeah. All right. Very good. Little tambourine and a snap. I love it. Can we give that group a whoosh on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Good job. Next up. Oh.
So we're simple.
Yeah.
Hey, simplicity works. Yes.
Sure. 1, 2, ready, go.
All right. Simplicity in its greatest form. I love it. Good job. On count of 3, can we give them a whoosh? 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Come on, our music group. We've got it actually as a music. He reads music in this group.
I didn't read that mine.
Didn't read that one? All right. Nice! I love the harmony. I am so proud of you all. You impressed me so very much. I love the creativity. You got the snaps of the fingers. We've got the tambourine use. We got the beating on the table. I love the sense of freedom, and that's exactly what we want to have in our classroom. Giving students a voice and a choice will make the world of difference in your classroom. Definitely incorporating music, moving, get them out of their comfort zone, you know? As long as we create a classroom where success and failure is okay, we all win, and that's what we want to be. So round of applause for everyone for doing such a great job.
We didn't get a whoosh.
You didn't get a whoosh? They sure didn't. Thank you for reminding them. One more time, one big whoosh on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, whoosh. And you deserve it. That breath of energy. Absolutely, you earned it. Nice job, nice job. Okay, so back on task. As we're wrapping this up, this is a quick reflection. Of course, there are networks, connection in the brain that relate to arts. And it is all about the executive attention network. And it's talking about how the neurological pathways in the brain, how it opens up, and how attention can be the tool to help keep the students engaged. And the arts opens up that attention span. When you're talking about hands-on learning, holistic learning, just thinking about how to spark that interest, you've got to get the kids' attention first. Before we can use our 2-hour lesson plan, if we don't have something engaging and exciting for the kids, we're going to lose them. Arts does that. Typically, when you walk into the classroom, in my classroom, there's music playing. I'm not sure if you all knew about quantum learning and how incorporating music and movements help students build routines. Even as a kid, when you're thinking about when you're learning information such as the alphabet, we teach it through song, okay? So making sure that we're keeping that open mind in our instruction, incorporating the arts could simply be use of a song when they come into the classroom, used for welcoming the students, used for transitioning from one space to another, used for cleanup time, okay? So sparking their attention, getting them interested about learning, The arts can do that. Once again, the review of arts in the brain, how each part of the brain works in a different way to open neurological pathways to learning. I thought this was a great infographic, just talking about music in the mind, because I was always curious about how music translates to emotions and feelings. You can listen to a song and you're automatically excited. You can listen to a song and you're kind of sad. It brings back a memory. So this infographic was really cool because it talks about the parts of the brain that connect to emotions and feelings, and even the motor cortex connects to the movement of the foot that can be improved by dancing. I thought that was really, really great to know, as well as for reading. The visual cortex, which is in the back of the brain here, can improve that focus that we really want our kids to see. So for me, having a scientific background to help build credibility for the arts, it was most important to me, because we can all say that, yes, arts makes an impact. Arts improves life, but to have a research-based theory, to have scientific evidence that it actually works is what really makes it valid. One of the research findings that I found was from Wilcox in 2014. It says that there was actually a magnetic or MRI scans that have actually shown that there's changes in the brain that takes place whenever you are exposed to the arts for 15 months or more. So that training in the arts, whether it was ballet, music, tap, whenever you are exposed to the arts for an extended period of time, literally your brain changes. It changes form, it opens up. And so that is the reason why the arts and integrating the arts is so important, especially for those areas of science, technology, engineering, and math that we see as important for the future in preparing our students. Are there any questions as we close?
What's that website again with the augmented reality on it?
Okay, so back. Absolutely love the augmented reality piece. Like I said, the app is called HP Reveal. It's a free app. You can download it to your Android or iPhone device. It literally takes a minute to set up an account. It's really quick and easy. Take a picture of the image, download the message that you want to say, and link them together. So when you hover your cell phone literally over the image, it comes to life with whatever message that you like to reveal. I've seen it done with word walls. HP. Yeah, for Hewlett-Packard Reveal. It was originally called Erasma, but now it's called HP Reveal. It is a free app. I know we've got teachers on a budget, including myself, so free things are great.
If you have a word here, and the students take their phone and look over, even though if they don't have the app, I mean, they got to have the app too.
Yes, they'd have to download the app, and it's almost like a social media thing where they can at and follow you to reveal what it is that your message says. So students can create their own Erasma or HP Reveal augmented reality, or if you want to have one for them to follow, you'd have them simply follow you just as you would on social media. So you create an account and say, follow this account. I'm going to create content that I need you to know. And so whenever they use it, they'll have that augmented reality reveal that you created for them. Another thing that I wanted to share is that when we're talking about math and fractions, it can also be used when you're talking about money. So teaching our young ones about money and dollars and how each quarter creates a dollar. I typically have some things like this. I know when I was in school, having an anticipatory set was something that they taught us. So when the kids walk into the classroom, I've got these cool things already on their table, they're in their desk, and it builds the excitement. Like, oh my goodness, what are we gonna learn today? I know when I taught fractions and I was, using pizza and hand manipulatives, I wore my little chef's hat, came in with my apron. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But it built the excitement. It's nothing sadder to see is, when you've got all this excitement built up for elementary, and then the kids go to middle and high school, and you see the enthusiasm go down. What's changed? The colors have changed. We've gone from bright colored walls and high energy music to now we've got gray walls and desks, okay? We've got to bring that excitement back into our kids. It's needed now more than ever. and we've got to reach them where they are. And the arts does that. And no, you don't have to be a musician. You don't have to have a lot of money to buy all this stuff. You know, just have to have creativity. Creativity.
Yes. Pre-K.
Pre-K? Absolutely. So with pre-K, I do use a lot of manipulatives as well. I also incorporate drawing, of course with assistance, just to help them understand. For them, I use technology using games. Leapfrogs we have in our classroom and tablets.
Leapfrog.
Yes, the Leapfrog apps. So they can do that Erasmus as well, especially with vocabulary words, their sight words, teaching them how to read. So we can use that across the band. And music as well. They love a pattern, and kids will pick up quick. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you email us information about your nonprofit, Moves and Grooves?
Yes, I would. Thank you so much. So just a little background of Moves and Grooves too, since you brought that up. Moves and Grooves is actually a contractor of Metro Schools, founded in 2002. I founded the agency when I was 17 years old. I was a student at Fisk University, have a background in dance, love to educate. I'm one of 4, have 4 brothers, 0 sisters, and I just saw that education needed a boost. And so after teaching in the classroom for 5 years, I decided to go out on my own. I was great at grant writing, got a grant from the Department of Education. My staff of 5 turned into 19 in 2 years. So now we are contracted with 7 Metro middle and elementary schools. We've been around for almost 17 years, and we're making an impact with art integration after school in the summer. So yes, I'll have my contact information, which is here. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed yourself and learned something today. Please, 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 please. Please use this materials in your classroom. Hashtag me, email me, say, hey, Dr. Mitchell, I use this pattern in my classroom with beats and fractions, and my kids are doing great. So definitely keep connected and keep me informed about what's going on. All right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll wait around here for any questions if you have them.